viewers. Today we're talking about chronic fatigue and how to overcome it. Now, I've suffered with chronic fatigue myself, and often you get misdiagnosed, especially if you've got pain lingering with it. So you could have fibromyalgia, so pain that you've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and then later you get diagnosed with chronic fatigue as well. Now, I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue after I harvested my eggs for a friend of mine, and it has taken me 9 years to overcome the chronic fatigue. It's a slow process, but if you don't keep dogging on and keep working at it, you don't come right. And what happens is you do feel better, I won't say fairly soon, but you do feel better after a couple of months of doing what you're doing, but it takes a couple of years before you start feeling your old energy, your old zest for life and that. So the symptoms that I experienced with chronic fatigue was severe fatigue. My brain was going at 120 kilometers an hour, so I wanted to do all the things that I usually do, like I'm doing now again. I wanted to write my books, I wanted to do the dancing, I wanted to play the piano, I wanted to do everything that I could, but my body was physically so tired that in between patients, if my patient was late, I would lie on the bed waiting for the patient, just watching the gate that they are arriving. If I was finished work and I didn't have to go and fetch the children quite yet, I would go next door and I'd lie on my bed. When I went to fetch the children at school, if I had to wait 10 or 15 minutes for them, I would put the seat back down and I'd lie and close my eyes and try and sleep for that 15 minutes that I was waiting for the child. So I was dog tired, but yet at night I couldn't sleep. So I was lying there with my eyes closed, waiting for the alarm to go off, waiting to go to sleep, and the sleep wasn't coming. I then was also, I used to, because my son was very young at that stage, and I used to bribe him with movies because he always wanted to go and cycle around the block and walk around the block, and I just didn't have the energy to even do that. I could barely walk around the bed, never mind anything else. So I would bribe him and say to him, well, if you watch a movie, then, or do you want to watch a movie or do you want to go for a walk around the block? And because we didn't watch a lot of TVs, he would always choose the movie. So I got out of things like that. And I started feeling guilty about it because I knew it wasn't the right thing to do. But because I was as tired as I was, I didn't know what else to do. I then went and saw a doctor and he did some blood tests. So you do the blood tests and you test your cortisol level. So if you're very tired, please go have your blood tests tested. It's a fasting 8 o'clock in the morning cortisol test, and which means that you don't eat anything from 10 o'clock the night before, and then you must go at 8 o'clock sharp. So you get there at about 7:45 so that you can do all the paperwork so that they can suck your blood out at 8 o'clock sharp so that you can get an accurate reading. If it's anything this way or that way, a few minutes here and there is not going to make a difference, but I'm very pedantic. I like to have things on the hour because that's what the blood tests say. So 8 o'clock in the morning is when your cortisol levels are supposed to be at its highest. So you have your cortisol level at its highest, and then it dips down, and then as it comes to the afternoon, your melatonin starts taking over, and the melatonin is needed to help you sleep better, and then it will peak at night. And if your cortisol is too low in the morning and it doesn't get higher, then that is a big problem because you're fatigued. Now with the fatigue, I got extreme aggression because I was irritated with myself. I'd get road rage, those type of things, which is not really nice to experience. You also start swearing and saying things that you shouldn't be saying to people that you shouldn't be saying it to, and that's just not on. So if you're starting to do stuff like that, and it's physically something you cannot control, it's out there, you lose your temper, you become this dragon lady of note, and you need to get a rein on it, because otherwise it just gets worse and worse and worse. You also have a tendency to want to drink a lot of coffee. Not that I drink coffee, but you drink your Coke, or you drink pick-me-up, eat a lot of chocolates, anything that will boost your energy levels so that you can just feel something more than a dead thing. And when I was diagnosed, my cortisol levels were very, very low, and I was put on a range of supplements. There's supplements that you can take to improve your energy levels and to improve specifically your adrenal glands, and it's adrenal extract that are in these supplements that improve your cortisol levels. With that, you need to make sure that you're going to bed early. So you want to go to bed at 8 o'clock, 8:30 at the latest, so that you're getting a good long period of rest before you have to get up in the morning. You also want to drink lots of water to boost your energy levels from that aspect of thing, and try and cut out all sugars and starches and junk food. So you try and eat lots of salads. Salads have a tendency to boost your energy. Lots of green leaves, they call them leafy greens. So lots of green salads, your celery, your spinach, lettuce, those type of things. You want to improve your salad intake. You can take a lot of juices where you liquidize your celery and your spinach and your carrots in with a lot of apple juice just to boost your energy like that. Very tasty, very good for the body. So and then with that you want to do slow amounts of exercises. Now I was too tired to exercise, and if I exercised my body would get too sore. So I felt that meditation and relaxation and sleeping on the bed is also my form of exercise, and I didn't feel guilty about it anymore when I was diagnosed, because I knew what was wrong. Now you can get also adrenal fatigue in the opposite direction, where your cortisol levels are too high, and in those situations you need to slow your life down drastically. So a lot of people that have got the high levels of cortisol have been pushing their bodies for long periods of time. So they may be burning the midnight oil, where they're working long hours, getting up early, working long hours again, and this goes on for months and months and months, or years and years and years, and then your cortisol levels are too high, and they then become very ill as well. So there you become extremely fatigued, your immune system gets compromised, you get sick very easily. So you need to learn to cut back time. Don't exercise as viciously or as long periods of time. Don't work as long on your work, and learn to get a balance between work hard, rest hard, play hard. So I talk about all these things in my book, Tired of Being Tired to the Point of Being Hurtful. And that title was written because of my adrenal fatigue. I was so tired of being tired, and I was so hurtful of being tired, and I didn't know what to do, that I had to go and figure it all out for myself, because not a lot of people know about it. They call it the disease of the 21st century, because we are burning the candles from both ends of the stick. And mine all started because I harvested my eggs, where you are doing, they would harvest 9 eggs at a go or 11 eggs at a go. So in other words, you're doing 11 months worth of work in 1 month. So that is insane on the body. It's not good for your body. So if any of you are thinking of harvesting your eggs, please don't. It's very bad for your body, or it was very bad for my body. I harvested 3 times, and I should never have done it, because after the second time I could feel my body wasn't right, but I didn't know what was causing it, because it took me a while to put 2 and 2 together, which is where a timeline comes in. So you need to put a timeline down and determine when did the fatigue start, so that you can identify what was it that caused it. Was it a shock to the body? Because there's different things that cause adrenal fatigue. It can be a shock to the body. So a surgery could do it, accident could do it, being in any shock, a death of a family member or a miscarriage, anything like that can shock the body so heinously that it can go into adrenal fatigue. It can also be, like in my case, the harvesting of eggs. It can be stress that has been experienced for long term. So if you have to care for a sick loved one, or you have to work long periods of time for too long, or overtime for long periods of time, or if you're going through a rough divorce, or if you're being harmed at home by parents or by your spouse, all those things can cause adrenal fatigue. So you need to make sure that you get out of that situation for starters, and that you start looking after your body to overcome the adrenal fatigue. I also talk about in my goal setting book about what is it that you want out of your life for your health. So if you've got adrenal fatigue, and that would be part of your health aspect of goal setting, you would want to be able to sleep properly. What I also noticed with the adrenal fatigue is I picked up a lot of weight. So I picked up 10 kilograms, and it's slowly coming down now, but it's very slow, and it's been 8 years that I've been struggling with adrenal fatigue, and only now have I managed to start losing a little bit of weight. And also I've started exercising, which is the first time in about 20 years, because I couldn't exercise for the first 10 years because of my car accident that I'd had, and then I couldn't exercise for the next 10 years because of the adrenal fatigue. So it was a bit of a whammy from both sides, but I've now managed to start doing body tech, because I can't do normal exercises. So I'm doing the body tech, which has been helping my body build up muscle strength, so that when my muscles are strong enough, I can then start doing cardio without experiencing the pain, because my muscles are too weak. It's a very, such a fine line between doing too much and causing more pain. And with the body tech, you don't experience any pain other than a nice stiffness afterwards. So it's been very, very crucial in my healing. So in my goal setting, you would want to have a look-see at the different areas of your life, and health is the most important, because if you don't have a good health, you can't improve your finances, you can't improve your relationships, you can't improve anything else in your life, because your health is compromised. So I do talk about how to improve your health in all aspects there, and then how not to stress out, If you've got emotional problems that are causing the adrenal fatigue, so for instance you've been abused for long periods of time in your home, you can identify the stress that you're going through. You can use the tapping technique EFT, which I made another video about, on how to get over that, and that in itself will also improve your emotional levels and thus also your fatigue levels, because if you're not stressed out or depressed, you feel emotionally much better, and it will improve your adrenal glands as well. So have a look for my books. They are available on Amazon. You can, if you Google my name, you can come up with all the books in Amazon, which is nicely laid out in a little all together, so that you can see all my books that I've written, and then you can pick the ones that you'd like to read. They have been written in an easy format, an easy read format, so that you can understand what you're doing and what you're going through and overcome this and move on to become better. So good luck with your adrenal fatigue, good luck with getting better. Slow and steady is the way forward. Make sure you get your books to help you improve your health as well. And if you know of any people that are struggling with severe fatigue, please send this video on. Also have a look at my parasite and worm infestation video. It might be linked with that. So, and also my fibromyalgia video that I've written, because those three videos describe pain and fatigue very nicely. So there's also a video on how chronic pain is formed. Go and look for those three videos to help you improve your health if you're struggling with pain, fatigue, and struggling to sleep. Good luck with this. If you like what I've said here and it's helped you understand your problem better, please go and rate me. Just rate Leslie Mayer Physiotherapy. There's a Google website as well as a Rate My Physiotherapy website. So go and rate me, because I'd like to help as many people as I can out there, and you one of them. So please send the video on to your friends and family members that you know of that are struggling. And if there's any questions that you'd like me to answer medically, please send me the questions, and I can do a question and answer session, or I can create a whole video especially for you on that topic. Go and look at my other topics available on my YouTube channel. They will be able to guide you forward into healing your body. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.